Hello and welcome to the No One Asked You podcast. For this particular series, I am joined by my wonderful co-host, That Darn Kitty.
Dorkus and I are both going into this story completely new with almost no knowledge of the story or world. Each segment will cover what happens in each new chapter while discussing our experience along the way.
This is The Hero of Ages. It's all in the pages, a blind read-through. And today we are covering Chapter 28.
Chapter 28.
So I guess Vin concluded it was the mist creature.
Yeah, she's very much... We get that in the first line. They're talking about it.
Yep.
I don't know, but either way, the mist creature is a concern, so I'm glad they're talking about it.
Yeah. Some stuff I was reflecting on this week. I find it interesting that Yeoman is the Lord Ruler's man, so to speak. And part of Ellen's arc lately has been identifying with the Lord Ruler. So I'm very curious to see if there will be interesting exchanges between Yeoman and Ellen, perhaps by point of, I don't want to say camaraderie, but some sort of connecting thread term between the two of them. What do you think of that?
Something that shows that they are not so different from each other.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I think camaraderie is not the right word, but I know what you mean. Yeah, that would be interesting because we need to get to the point where Ellen does realize, yeah, okay, but Lord Ruler was pretty bad. Like, we need to get to that. Like,
yes.
He will always have the nuanced opinion and whatever I understand, but at the same time, you still need to get that conclusion, though.
Yeah.
That the more important part for most people is that he was just really, really bad.
Yeah. So then,
yeah,
what I was really, really appreciating about this chapter, we're kind of jumped to the end of it, I guess, where essentially the takeaway from this chapter is Vin is tasking Ellen with something and saying, don't tell me what you discover, just tell me what to do, and I'm going to trust you on the matter, right?
Yeah.
And I was so appreciating from a meta perspective, and I'm including Marsh's role in this as well, based off of what we got in his last chapter about he's going to play along until he has one moment where he can go against Ruin type of a thing. It is such an interesting literary device to keep us, the audience, in the dark of how it's all going to weave together by having the characters have to rely on not knowing as well. So I'm really sincerely so excited to see this dynamic become more entangled, more intricate. That's the word. Intricate.
Yeah. And so we'll get the dynamic of everyone just doing their best that they can do without knowing everything that's available to them. Everyone just doing their part. And that will all come together in a very interesting way.
Yes. I'm curious to see where the other crew members come in, because I also think back to that previous epigraph in which the Hero of Ages talks about how they all played their part. So I'm kind of feeling like they are going to all have an important role, pivotal toward figuring out the rules by which Ruin and Preservation play, and just seeing it weave together.
A la Sanderson.
Yep. That kind of thing does seem to be a strength of his.
Yes, he loves it.
Yes. Shall we dig into the chapter then? Unless there's anything you want to say first?
No, I'm good.
Very well. Again, we are continuing with this format of going through it a bit more loosely. The big revelation in the epigraphs this chapter is the knowledge of the existence of gunpowder and then its subsequent disappearance.
Yeah. Which for me made me think, oh, okay, that's what's in the cache.
Oh. Oh, I did not think that at all, but I love it.
Yeah, I was like, is that what he's lead? I don't know, he might just be red herring us. But yeah, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, okay, so he hid it from the world. But then again, he would need to look, there's an argument against it here because he would need to have it manufactured without people realizing what it is.
Yeah, and he
for
didn't
it to be
want
in a
people.
cache.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, he could have used people and then killed them straight after with the Inquisitors.
That is definitely within the realm of possibility for the Lord Ruler. And I imagine a large cannon would be pretty effective against a Kolos. I would hope.
Yeah. A couple Kolos will be hit by a large cannonball. Yeah. It also helps to destroy walls and things like that, those kinds of. But then it does talk about, it talks about actually guns more than heavy artillery. It talks about it being an alternative to archers, which is also like, oh, yeah, we haven't really heard much about archers and things like that, have we? Am I blanking?
I think there have been archers. Yes, wasn't there an entire action sequence in which Vin...
Oh, yes, yes, the arrows. Okay, yes. Yeah, okay. But you know what? Did we have I suppose no, we did. But it was because they were so impotent, essentially, against the Kolos, though.
Yeah.
Shooting off the walls and that sort of thing. Because they threw rocks at the archers. Yeah, I definitely was blanking. But I think it's also, just haven't had themselves. No, we've had several arrows. I think that was part of the Shan killing as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Many all over the place, Jins, yeah. Never mind me.
There. The justification for the choice to remove the existence of gunpowder, or knowledge of the existence, is because any person could pick up a weapon and be equally as deadly. They are the great equalizer, I guess you could say. Whereas training in archery requires skill, talent, dedication, etc. And then that requirement makes it that much more of a barrier for peasants looking to uprise.
Yeah, exactly. It's very clever. I think it makes sense. He still gets archers out of it. There is still a bit of warfare, but yeah, the Scar revolts are staggered essentially by it.
Except, hear me out, until other enemies with knowledge of gunpowder come in and just decimate your medieval army.
Yeah, but what other enemies are there? You're their entire world. You're the Empire.
That is fair.
That's what he had. He had control over everything.
See, but you and I know that there are alien worlds out there.
Yes, of course. When that happens, then you're screwed. But that's how it happens. You have slowed down the technological advancement of your people. Therefore, you're gonna deal with the consequences. But there's also magic. Either way, it's even worse. There's alien magic. So I don't know how that would work as well.
Who wins in a fight, Kaladin or the Lord Ruler? Szeth or the Lord Ruler?
I think probably the Lord Ruler because of the stored stuff. The what do you call it? Not the glitch. The exploit he uses.
Yes, compounding, I think it was called.
Yes. Yeah. So he's glitching that. But I don't know. Maybe if it was a fast enough attack. Look, Vin did it. So.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Do not let me forget when we record Warbreaker after this. But I'm going to leave it in here because this episode is going to premiere before it, I think. Kitty, I made the connection this week. Breathing in, is also what Kaladin does with the Stormlight. There could be a connection. Yes.
Oh, connection. I don't know about connection-wise, because Connection being that breath is the soul, that sort of thing, breathing in. Yeah.
They're both breathing in.
Yeah, they're both breathing in. But I don't know if there's like a magical connection between them. Like he's not breathing in souls. Or maybe he is, yeah. Maybe Stormlight is souls.
Perhaps. But we shall have that discussion in more depth, hopefully, a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else to say on the epigraph?
I think that's it. Oh, well, I mean, just in terms of how it's written, I'm more and more convinced it says it because it's just so much.
Very verbose.
Time. Like, yes, it's verbose in terms of like the final aspect of the Lord Ruler's culture manipulation, and then he explains again the Clenny stuff, and then goes. So it's feeling very solid.
Yeah, it also feels like the next epigraph will just be topically different. Like we've had a nice little segment on one topic.
Yeah, we're going to the next section, hopefully.
Yeah. So Vin has returned to Elend and informed him that it was the Mist Spirit, which, of course, Elend doesn't believe, because when does he ever believe her?
Yep. Again, just like, oh, you're connecting dots that don't exist. But, yeah.
She does say she wasn't certain, though, because she left when she got spooked, which is a wise decision, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. We're very happy about that.
Yep. And then they have a discussion invoking Sazed and their collective last experiences with the mist creature regarding whether or not it is evil. They bring up Vin's impression that it hated her.
Mm-hmm.
This was, I think, early on. She makes the connection between it and the way that the mist has been bouncing off of her lately, and she thinks that it started to hate her around the time she first saw it, and when she began to sense that the mists were no longer her home, which is likely when the mist started to bounce off her as well. But they both note that it did good things. It helped Sazed realize what Ruin was doing with the words, and it tried to stop Vin from releasing the power.
Yeah, and Ellen brings that up as also maybe an explanation for how it maybe that's why she seemed to sense it hates her, because it's like, well, yeah, you were going to release you were going to release Ruin, so maybe you're just sensing that frustration. Like, why would it hate you otherwise?
Right. So I don't disagree. I think it is a good thing. I think generally it is working on behalf of a good outcome. It was certainly willing to work with Vin to save Ellen's life. Like, it didn't just outright attack her.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah. It did think that the reason it attacked Ellen was so that she would use the power to bring him back. But then when it realized, yeah. So I'm saying, like, when it realized, then it still helped her. Like, it still helped them both, because then it's like, okay, well, fine, the power's given up. We need them to continue. These two need to stay together, and we need to have Ellen alive. This will help us fight Ruin now that he's released.
Right. So whatever this primal seeming hatred it has for her, there also seems to be, I think, an intelligence behind it. So hopefully it knows, even if Vin has chosen Ruin instead of preservation, it knows that Vin is working for good against Ruin.
Yeah. And that's the kind of conclusion that Ellen brings up for them, where it's like, listen, it's Ruin, it's working against Ruin, therefore it's our ally. Or like, it's, of course they're going to be wary of it. They know that it's an unknown, but it seems to be on their side because it's against Ruin.
Yeah. We've talked briefly about whether or not we think the Mist Spirit is an individual. We've wondered if Kelsier. We've wondered if others. Yeah, I don't know.
I just want to go a little bit back. Something that just irritated me with
Is it going to be the thought about Sazed?
Yes.
I was going to read that passage as soon as we were done with the Miss Spirit conversation, which I think we more or less have wrapped it up. So
Yeah.
I like that we're of the same mind. Let me read it. In regard to the Miss Spirit leading Sazed to discover Ruin's power to alter text, we get the paragraph. That much was true. If Sazed's account of the matter could be trusted, the Terraceman had been a little inconsistent since Tyndwyl died. No, Elend told himself, feeling an instant stab of guilt. No, Sazed is trustworthy. He might be struggling with his faith, but he is still twice as reliable as the rest of us. So you say it first, Kitty.
I'm glad he caught himself, but that irritated me. Like that
so much.
If that could be trusted, excuse me? Like, yes, he's changed now, but this was right before Tyndwyl died. Like, where are you? Huh? How does that make sense? No, I'm just angry with him. But yes, he's under a lot of pressure and he caught himself, so I appreciate that.
He did.
But the thing is, he still had to go through it. He still had to go, no, that's not fair. It's like, why did your brain do that? Why did you go to that?
I suppose my issue here is the word trustworthy. If the sentence said, no, Sazed is still reliable, he might be struggling with his... What?
Mine says reliable.
Read your thought.
He might be struggling with his faith, but he is still twice as reliable as the rest of us.
Yes. But the sentence before that, I have, no, Sazed is trustworthy. He might be struggling with his faith, but he is still twice as reliable as the rest of us. It's the word trustworthy that
he was questioning.
That I take issue with. There's never been a lapse of trust, only of reliability, I think. I don't think it's unreasonable for Elend to be like, he's very depressed. Can we rely on him to do the things he'll say he'll do, or is he going to have trouble getting out of bed in the morning? Type of a thought. Yeah. There's never been an issue of trust. If you told him a secret, I'm confident he would take it to his grave.
But there is the whole betrayal that he did, making them leave the city.
That's true.
So that could be something that's at the back of his mind that he thought of. But I don't think that that's what he's even dwelling on. There's no sign of that here.
I agree.
It's about, I think it's about his theory and all of that. He would have thought about that particular distrust thing, that particular betrayal. So, yeah, I don't think that that's in his mind here anyway. Either way, it's about whether he's saying things that should be listened to. And we are always frustrated with Elend when he kind of almost dismisses things because it would just be so much easier, right? That we just have to focus on building government and all of that stuff. No, we don't need to work on a huge existential crisis. Like, no, I can see the temptation in him to just be like, no, it's all practical. It's fine.
Sure. But back to the Mist Spirit for a quick moment. We also get the line, in comparison to Ruin, the Mist Spirit is far fainter, more of a memory than a real force or power. It could be the memory of Kelsier. No, Kelsier wouldn't hate her, even if he was a mist creature.
Yeah. I don't know. That just makes me, coming off the heels of Way of Kings, I'm just like, what is this? Preservation has died, and this is just the remnants of preservation. Ugh.
Yeah. I do not know yet. But it's okay, because Vin doesn't either.
Yeah, and but I want the Mist Spirit to be more powerful if it's going to be on our side. So should start doing mist push-ups.
Yes. Vin reveals to Elend that she told someone that she would stop the ash from falling and turn the sun yellow.
I was a bit struck by that because I was like, you didn't exactly say that, but you didn't disagree with it. So she's kind of she's been sensitive to that particular exchange, of course, but it's not like she burst in the door and said, I'm going to change the world and I'm going to save the world. He said, and she just didn't deny it.
I'm the Avatar and you've got to deal with it. She did not do that. Therefore, Vin is still likable.
Yes.
Not so subtle dig at Cora. Go on, Kitty.
Yeah. No, that's it. That's what struck me about it, is that, okay, she feels, the fact that she describes it that way is that she feels like she's made herself a bit too important there, or she's been a bit brash. When it wasn't that way, he just acknowledged, or he just identified it in her, and she acknowledged it and did not deny it. So it's not as unlikable as she thinks, but she's maybe just a bit worried about that. I think she's just taken on the responsibility out loud for the first time.
Yeah.
With an outside person. So yeah, that is quite a big deal for her.
Yeah. It's out there. She's talking about it. She even says to Elend, I'm the hero of ages, aren't I? Yeah. It's my destiny.
Elend is not so convinced.
No.
Which I think is good.
And he raises some interesting points. He argues that they don't need to be worrying about prophecy or destiny right now, especially given the unreliability of the Well of Ascension prophecy and releasing it for the good of mankind.
Yes, exactly. So there's no trust in any prophecy at all. So the hero of ages might as well not exist. It's all fiction to Elend. But as we've said ourselves, that there's some sort of grain of truth underneath all of this, because yes, he changes subtle things, but it seems like there has to be something there for him to change. He can't just write full studies, etc. Or maybe he can, but he doesn't. He changes very subtle things. Yeah.
Right. Elend is conflicted because Vin is very focused on the global warming of it rather than the day-to-day issues. And Elend is too pragmatic for that, but he cannot deny that the sea levels are rising. Ash levels
in this case. Yes.
But he's also trying to balance that against, well, Vin is my wife. She's just a person. She's an amazing person, but she's a person. How can she stop the world from turning, kind of a thing?
Yeah. And I like that so much.
Yeah.
No, I like that so much as a relationship dynamic sort of thing, a human aspect of relationship dynamics. We don't have, yes, queen, over here. We don't have that. We have, no, this is a huge, huge problem. It's not that Vin is not awesome, but it's like some things are just, they seem way more impossible, okay? And there's none, yes, he has faith in her, and we get to this, right? He's going to trust her and all of that. But at the same time, he's just wondering, like, how the hell is she going to do this? And that's a normal human response, written well. And if this went into Hollywood, I guarantee you we're not allowed to doubt Vin.
Yeah.
Vin is just everything, and yes, queen. And then, yeah. Unless Sanderson could keep that at bay. But anyway.
Yeah. He thinks about Demio, and he considers that he, Elend, is not a good member of the Church of the Survivor. Presumably because of this lack of faith that he has observed in himself over Vin's ability to do the literal impossible, or the seeming impossible.
Yeah. The Church of the Survivor is supposed to believe in all of that, and he does not. Yeah. This is just Vin in front of him. It's his wife.
Yeah. He appreciates her beauty and comes to the determination that he doesn't need to be worshipping her, or rather, she doesn't need another worshiper. He just needs to be a good husband, which is very sweet.
Yes, exactly. It's lovely. He's busy there focusing on, I'm not very good at Church of Survivor and whatever. It's like, no, I don't need to worship her. She needs someone beside her, which is, yes, it's beautiful. Good, Ellen.
Yeah, very much so. Top tier masculine Elend. So Elend commits himself to concerning himself with the global warming issue rather than the day-to-day issue, I guess you could say.
I don't know about rather than, just as well as.
That's more fair, I think, because
he's no longer, yeah.
Because he will still have to deal with certain day-to-day issues by dint of
Absolutely.
being emperor, but he's going to take more seriously the problems of ruin.
Yes, and we need him working on them. We do. We need his mind. We can't just have just one person thinking about it. How great is that? Oh, we're gonna save the world, but there's only one person who's thinking about it. Sazed's off here, mourning. So Breeze is busy doing practical things. Just nobody is thinking about it but Vin, and
Yeah.
she absolutely needs support in that.
Yeah. Vin finally communicates to him, hey, in the last storage cavern, the Lord Ruler wrote that ruin can hear everything, but not our thoughts. So I can't tell you. I trust you, but I cannot tell you, or ruin will know. So, good. I hope ruin heard that. Or rather, I hope he didn't.
Yeah, I don't want him knowing exactly, but he would notice that why is there so much information missing here? Why don't they talk to each other so much? Maybe you would want him to make the conclusion that, okay, yes, the relationship is disintegrating. But it's like, no.
Yeah.
This is just them. They know something about you now. So.
Yeah. And Vin expresses to Ellen that trust is important to her.
It's why she married him. Well, because he trusted her. That's why she was able to marry him.
Yes. She believes that Ruin doesn't understand trust or cannot understand trust. In fact, the line is very sweet if you want to read it.
I don't necessarily need your help. I need your trust, your hope. It's something I've never had of myself, and I rely on yours.
You have it.
Thank you.
It's sweet.
Yeah, I think Ruin might not be able to understand trust, but definitely would exploit it.
That's true.
I love how sweet it is. It's true. Considering what they're doing now, they're gonna just have to trust each other to do what the other one says without knowing why. But it would find this thing is subtle and scary, and I feel like it would find ways to exploit anything, even if it doesn't understand it. But because it doesn't understand, that exploitation would not work. So I don't know. I'm just very scared of Ruin, guys.
Yeah, me too. But then we get Ellen calling her a mix between a nobleman, a street urchin, and a cat. I chuckled there.
I love that, yes.
Now, I do have to read the next couple of sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you've managed, in our short 3 years together, to kill not only my god, but my father, my brother, and my fiancé. That's kind of like a homicidal hat trick. It's a strange foundation for a relationship, wouldn't you say? So, that paragraph as a whole, including the part about the street urchin and the cat, rubbed me a little bit as tell, don't show. Just a little bit, a touch clunky. But I remember distinctly in one of Brandon Sanderson's lectures, him talking about his use of the phrase homicidal hat trick. And he talked about how his editors hated the line, that they didn't think it was, what's the word?
It seems anachronistic.
Anachronistic, yeah. Mm-hmm. But he kept it in regardless because he loved the phrase. And I'm reading it, and I'm kind of falling on the side of the editors here.
I didn't know that.
I don't see how it is the right turn of phrase for the expressed idea. But I think I cut you off, Kitty. What were you going to say?
I didn't know the editor notes that whole thing, because I haven't watched his lectures. And I did note it, ooh, that seems a bit out of place. I did think that, but I can understand why he wants it in. Because, of course, homicidal hat trick, it's, what's the name?
Catchy.
Assimilation. It's catchy, but alliteration. And yeah, it's also got to do with how sarcastic and comical he's being. He's like saying homicidal hat trick because he's making fun of the situation. He's not actually saying something very serious, like, oh no, you killed my father, whatever. He's actually making a joke out of it. So I can see both sides. And he got to keep it in, and I'm sure he's very happy about it. But I did, without knowing that was a sore point or something with him and his editors, I did go, Like, you notice it. You go, oh, okay.
I don't know necessarily that it was a sore point, but it was,
A disagreement.
yeah, different preferences.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, Elend expresses his trust to her again, his trust in her. He wishes there was something he could do to help, and then Vin essentially tasks him with figuring out the number issue, the percentage problem, the numerical mystery.
Mm-hmm.
No, see, I was trying to one-up Homicidal Hat Trick. I couldn't do it. Vin also instructs him not to tell her once he's figured it out, which I said it at the start of this episode. This idea that they aren't going to communicate but have complete blind trust in each other is something that I'm very excited to see play out throughout the rest of the book.
Yeah, especially because it can be exploited. It can go wrong because there are reasons for us to tell each other, explain our thinking, but yeah, it's a limitation they have to put on themselves. And then I would expect at some point there is some sort of clash between, I could tell Vin to do this and it serves a different purpose. She'll just do it. Like there could be a moral question with that, like whether the actual characters themselves can exploit this agreement for their own. Like, I don't see it happening exactly like you're betraying, but it's still a loophole or a weakness that I'm wondering whether that will appear.
Right. Very concerning. No, but I trust everyone except maybe Spook, because he's an addict and clearly being possessed by Ruin.
Yeah. No, it's Calcia. Come on, it's Calcia. Oh.
No, but that means trusting Spook will be more important than ever, because then Spook will feel trusted and important, right? And it'll be that much more amazing when Spook proves himself worthy of the trust.
But he's being manipulated.
Sorry, go on.
He's being manipulated by Ruin, so I can see what's going to happen. We're going to have him asserting, "Look, guys, Calcia's visited me. Calcia's voice speaks to me," and Vin saying, "No, that's not true. That's Ruin." And then he goes, "You guys are crazy," and gets angry at them, and then that's the split that happens.
Yeah, that's almost certainly going to happen. But then Spook becomes the ultimate spy. He becomes a spy against Ruin. Haha!
But he would still believe that he is visited by Calcia. It would take a while for him to change his mind.
Yes.
In my scenario, he's thinking that, no, it really is Calcia, and they're lying.
Right. Probably. But anyway, the big moment that I had a few moments ago.
Yeah.
The Khandra have a thing called the Trust.
Oh, true. Yes. Hello. Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's the Lord Ruler's subtle way of telling people to trust each other. Or trust is a theme in the book. There's something there.
Yes, trust is absolutely a theme in the book.
Yeah.
In this whole story. You have a lot to learn about friendship, Vin. That whole thing.
Yep. Vin says the line, "You can tell me what to do, only don't tell me why. Maybe we can stay ahead of this thing." Again, that's excellent. I'm looking forward to mystery about that.
Yeah.
Elend is skeptical about being able to stay ahead of an omniscient being like Ruin.
Yeah. He's not wrong. That is that's what I'm worried about, but we got to do something.
Yeah. Elend is pessimistic about the opportunity for diplomacy. He knows Yeoman will reject his message. Elend still strongly believes that they need the city. They need to discover what's in the cache. Again, we've expressed it before, but now that we know that Yeoman knows, it should be, hopefully, easier to at least figure out what's written rather than finding out what's written and getting the food as well. I know why they think they need both. But then again, Yeoman could be forbidding anyone from looking upon the sacred words of the Lord Ruler. It really depends on what's in the message.
Yeah. Which, lovely, lovely mystery.
Yeah. Elend has a slightly concerning line. We need this city. Even if you hadn't felt so driven to discover what was in the cache, I would have come here. The threat Yeoman poses to our kingdom is too strong. So it goes on to talk about the cache and the grain and so on. But wow, what a turn from the second book that Elend feels he would have invaded anyway, simply because Yeoman posed a potential threat. We don't know that Yeoman would have invaded Luthadel. All it took was Elend knowing that there was a cache there and that he needs the cache for his people. He was willing to instigate this war. That's very aggressive.
Yeah, I don't understand why he goes, even if you hadn't felt so driven to discover what was in the cache. So that's the first thing. If you weren't driven to discover what's in the cache, and then straight after that, he says the thing about the threat, and then he reasserts, and the possibility that the Lord Ruler left important information in the cache can't be ignored. So you're bringing that back up. So you said the threat, and then you're bringing back up the information. So I think he's just coping, and maybe he's just bringing it back up. But
yeah, well, fortunately,
those two sentences don't actually make sense if we try and get a bit too detailed. Because it's like, I think what he does mean is Yeoman is a threat, but then he reiterates the cache thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he does more cope about it because it's like, oh, well, there's grain. They've got grain, but there's no sunlight to grow it. So it's just more cope, I think.
It is. I mean, the important reason here, I think, is the fact that the world is ending and they need to know what was in the cache.
But for him, it's not.
Yeah, I like the cache in the ending world, I don't think is an unreasonable reason to go to war. You've got the MacGuffin type of a thing. But if the world weren't at stake, where was I going with that? I've totally blanked.
No, he's still calling it a threat. Like the whole explanation about the grain in storage, so it would be a waste, right? But then he still says threat. Like, how is it a threat if he's just sitting there and wasting his grain? How is that a threat? That seems very passive.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with the diplomacy. Hopefully that'll work.
Yeah.
But then Elend brings up the hypocrisy of it all that I think we're trying to highlight here, which is to say he killed Jastes for marching on Luthadel with an army of Kolos, and here Elend is having done the same thing.
Vin tries to say that, well, you can control them. He wasn't in control of them, so that's different.
Yeah. Seemingly in control until a couple of Inquisitors come by and steal that control away.
Exactly. It's a liability more than anything else right now.
Yep. And then watch Elend get the blame for what happens after.
It was your Kolos. You brought them.
Yeah. And then we get Vin telling Elend that they're still having balls in the city.
I'm like, when that you didn't tell him that immediately, but I guess, we came in mid-conversation.
Yeah, like he doesn't believe it at first. He thinks he misheard her. It's a great moment.
I think that's what it's just the girl in me that I would have walked in and been like, can you believe what they're doing over here? They're doing, like, it would be the first thing. But I guess, yeah, she did just get kind of chased off by the mist thing. So, yeah.
Yep. And he takes Vin's suggestion that they attend the ball, which is great, and Elend realizes it would put him in a room with nobility he wants to intimidate, in a situation where Yeoman will be forced to confront him, to speak with him. He realizes that Vin is a bit more like Kelsier than he had realized.
I like that. I loved it.
Yes. So they agree to do it. we get a great line from Ellen. It's been a while since I've been to a ball. I'll have to dig up some good reading material for old time's sake. Which is obviously a joke, but I appreciate it. There's nostalgia in the line. Vin grows pale. Ellen thinks something is wrong, and his mind goes to assassins and Kolos and Misspirits. But Vin says,
I can't go to a ball. I didn't bring a gown. Which was I was waiting for that.
Yeah,
it was a great line because she's pale. She's so upset.
Excellent button to the scene.
Yeah, really, really works.
I'm curious what she will dress in then.
Maybe they'll Alrion to the. Oh wait, Alrion's not there.
She's on the way to the other city.
Yeah, maybe some of her stuff she left behind.
Yeah. Or she could sneak in during the day to one of the city's shops, get the best in Fadrex fashion.
Yeah.
Whew. It'll be fun. I'm glad we're getting another ball in this series before the end.
Yeah. Listen, we've had quite spectacular things happen at a ball before, so it's not all just dancing, so it'll be interesting. Maybe we'll get some food descriptions,
Please. A great callback. They will arrive fashionably late. I'm wondering if they are going to burst in, make an entrance.
Yeah, it's the superhero landing kind of thing to Mistborn coming from the night. Yeah. That would be quite intimidating. Yeah.
Yeah. So are they going to go immediately to the ball that night, or are they going to a future ball?
They would go to a future one. It's already in the night, yeah.
And how do you think the ball's going to go?
I have no idea.
I mean, I expect it to be unexpected. I'm wondering if he will say something directed more at the noblemen and less at yeomen in the hopes of garnering support within the city from the city noblemen.
Politics things.
Yes. I'm wondering if he's going to reveal Yeoman's secret about the cash, because for the moment it's a secret. That would certainly be a way to sow discontent in the city. Possibly. Yeah. All in all, good chapter.
Good chapter.
Anything else to say, Kitty?
Like the video.
If you like. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week. Subscribe to That Darn Kita if you get a chance, because she's got a great channel.
Subscribe to this channel because you know it's great.
It would be greatly appreciated. I do work fairly hard on it. Also, there's a Discord. If you'd like to join, I do post memes. And we'll see you next time. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, thanks, bye.